What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Hyperspace Hype. We're so great to be back. The dead do, in fact, speak. It's really great. We got plenty to talk about. Just let you guys know off the top, this is officially marking as episode 8 of Hyperspace Hype. Had a little complications with the prior 3 Hyperspace recordings. However, I am in the progress of fixing those. So once they do come out, I promise you all, you'll be able to hear all of our thoughts on the end of Mando and the Rise of Skywalker. But as it stands right now, we're going to keep that as identified as Lost Missions Clone Wars style. And speaking of Clone Wars, we got plenty to talk about that because today we're going to be talking the premiere of Season 7 with Bad Batch. We're also going to dive into other couple things. But just to kick off the show, we got our full cast once again. Joining us today, as always, is Carson.
What's going on, guys? I am so glad to be back. I guess the First Order found its hyperspace tracking technology because we have caught up with Star Wars. I'm so excited to talk Clone Wars. It's been so long since the show has been back, and it's been anticipated for quite some time. And it just feels so great to be talking about Clone Wars again and kind of just the future of Star Wars now that we're in 2020. So, yeah, let's just get right into it.
Awesome. Also joining us again is Evan.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm excited for our first podcast of 2020, especially the Clone Wars. My brother and I recently binged the entire series, like mid-January up to now, and we just finished season 6 last night. So it feels like the Clone Wars has never left since I just did a quick binge watch of the entire series. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about Clone Wars and some future projects.
Awesome. And once again joining us, we have Brandon.
Hey everyone, it's good to be back on the Hyperspace Hype. Like Carson mentioned, the First Order finally got their hyperspace tracking up and running again because we've been lost in space. It's good to get caught up with Star Wars and everything. Good to talk Star Wars with these guys again. Ready to talk about Clone Wars. As like Evan said, I've done an entire Clone Wars rewatch as well, so it doesn't feel like that long, especially considering I did this rewatch in like a matter of like 3 weeks. So yeah, I'm ready to talk Star Wars. Let's go.
All right. So we got the whole crew here. We are just going to dive right into it. We are talking episode The Bad Batch. It was pretty fantastic. It was great. Just jump in. Like instantly, the biggest thing I noticed was just like a step up in the animation. Just jumping off of, and like that's impressive to say, just like where we got from season 1 to season 6. But like when they were like doing that crash landing of the gunship, like all of the
shards, yeah. What's the planet name? Axios?
Anaxis.
Okay.
Yeah.
It reminded me of like the crystals on Crate, or the kind of ground. I was like, oh, cool.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
But yeah, the animation, like especially like the little things, like honestly, like the clone motions, just how they move through that compound, and like stuff like the big ship landing when the Bad Batch comes in. Like all that stuff is so fluid now, and it's crazy how like much control they have over all these different environments, and it gives it a whole new life to the show, and it's great to see it back, in its full glory.
When they raided that one compound in that long, like 30-40 second shot, it was all one shot.
That was incredible.
It was visually pleasing, and it was great.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was all one shot until somebody mentioned it on Twitter, and then I rewatched that whole scene. I'm like, holy crap, this is all in one shot. So yeah, I think overall it's a very fun episode. I don't think it was fantastic. It's not that deep of an episode, but I think I just love the animation. I'm glad we're back watching the Clone Wars. I just love that one emotional moment with Rex where he's just sitting there watching or looking at that picture of the past clones. Domino Squad. He mentions like Echo, Fives,
Heavy,
and it's so cool because like I was saying, I just rewatched this entire series, so I know who those characters are now. I know how they all died, or at least in Echo's case, presumably died. So I'm super excited to see where that Echo plotline is going.
Ooh, something I noticed on the second viewing that I had last night is so in the beginning of the episode, we have the one scene with Anakin and Mace Windu, and basically right before Rex and Commander Cody go back or whatever, Anakin's like, anything else? Because at first I was like, I should have I did a full rewatch because I'm like, is this something that I missed like at the end of the last episodes, kind of just something to transition us back into context, everything. But now rewatching, I'm pretty sure Anakin is like, oh, he's sensing like that conflict of like, oh, he's thinking about Echo and all this stuff because of the tactics and stuff. So if you guys watch the episode again, let me know what you think, because I think he's kind of just like sensing that conflict of like, oh, this is similar to Echo's like stuff he went over with Echo. And so yeah, cool little detail in the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, see, before he mentioned Echo, I thought he was gonna. Before he mentioned Echo and all that, I thought deep down he was gonna be like, oh, he wasn't gonna tell him, but deep down I thought he removed his chip already.
Oh,
interesting.
So that was my thought on it. But you know what also kind of sucks is like, I'm ready to see Echo's story, but this entire arc is on YouTube already. Just the animation isn't completed because I'm not gonna watch it either. But somebody already freaking spoiled it for me. So.
Oh dang, that sucks.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the whole ending of the arc was on YouTube too. I thought it was just like the beginning. But
that kind of makes me think if we're gonna get the Cad Bane Boba Fett standoff. But we can get into that another time.
Ooh, I hope we don't.
Well, okay. Yeah, it was interesting. Like the biggest thing I've been looking forward to, which is why I noticed what I'm about to say. Like starting off the episode, you do have Anakin there. Like instantly, it jumps off with Mace Windu and Anakin, with this mission. And my biggest thing is like I'm so excited to see the progression of Clone Wars Anakin to Revenge of the Sith Anakin. Like that's my favorite thing about the Clone Wars, in general. Like one of them. And like from the get-go, I was just kind of like looking, and it's funny because like a lot of people give praise to Hayden's physical performance, and I feel like they were starting to animate a lot more of just like the emotion that he just like, you know, he was seeing like Rex was having an issue, but they just like went with his facial mannerisms just from the animation, which I thought they didn't have to do, but they did, which I thought was cool. And another thing I thought was cool is like I feel like they in this episode specifically, they're like really playing up the dynamic with Rex and Cody. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to like really build up the emotion you'll have for Cody, like even more so, to the point when we hit Order 66 is going to hit that much harder.
Yeah,
and I wonder if there's going to be any form of a plot where like Rex can maybe lock Cody down and remove his chip at a point. That would be nice. I don't know, but
that kind of can't happen, right? Because of Revenge of the Sith.
I don't know. We stopped seeing Cody after the Utapau.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Like, even if Cody were to still like go through the Order 66, like there's stuff after the fact that Rex can still remove his chip, but
and the show ties into the Revenge of the Sith because we saw in the trailer like pregnant Padme.
Hologram.
Yeah. So if it's going to tie into it, I could see Cody having some kind of interesting scene there.
Not ready to relive Order 66.
It's gonna be insane. I can also see like Cody still dying even if he removed the chip.
Me too.
Like Tup did,
unfortunately, but yeah,
like Tup.
Because I know he's not in Rebels with Rex.
Unfortunately,
what is it? Rex, Wolf, and Gregor?
I think so.
Rebels.
Yeah, just so sweet.
When I first saw that one weird guy from the Bad Batch, I was like, "Oh, is that the guy in Rebels?" But I think that's a totally different character, right?
Yeah, totally different. I think.
Let us talk the Bad Batch themselves. My instant impression was like these guys are like the Ninja Turtles in their personalities, man. Like you look at the dude with goggles, you tell me you don't see Donatello instantly.
Totally, yeah.
They out boy banded the Knights of Ren. Like we had Smoky Ship in the Rise of Skywalker, and their entrance is like the guy. I just love the guy in the foreground, just like and he gets like blown over by their entrance. And then they're just so extra, like when they all rise up in the compound on the little circle, like bad. And then the one heavy dude comes. I can't remember what's the guy that's like screaming random stuff the entire episode.
Is it Wrecker?
Like, it's over. Wrecker. He comes up and he's like, it's over already. I don't know. It was an interesting dynamic, and I love the lead guy,
the Rambo guy.
Yeah. He's like, and then the tech guy was like, oh, he's never wrong. They're just sitting there and he's like looking into the horizon. It's pretty funny.
I love their like slight alterations in their face since they're defected clones.
Okay, so you got Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, and Crosshair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crosshair especially so like slim in the face.
Yeah, Crosshair is pretty dope. Yeah.
I would not want to be against Crosshair.
Me
in Order
neither.
66.
I
But,
think I think I did think while watching. I was like looking at Crosshair. I was like, is that Carson?
Can we talk about the blades that they had?
Yeah.
So what I can't remember what their like breakdown of story was when they first got there. They're like, oh, we're on Yavin Prime. Is that what I heard correctly? They were fighting something, and then he pulls out that knife, and it immediately reminded me of the daggers that Dryden Voss uses in Solo. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
I think they took those off commando droids.
Really?
Commando droids use those as well.
But the commander droids, I think, had a different color, maybe.
Yeah, these were like gold. This one was gold,
Yeah.
right? With kind of like
Yeah. I mean, it could just be like a normal vibro blade, or is that not it? I just thought it was an average like vibro blade, but it could be.
yeah, it
something
could
else.
be. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just looked different to me.
It looked pretty cool though. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, and I like that combination between Tech and the sniper guy. He was like giving him coordinates, and then he would just snipe the grenade.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty dope.
That whole sequence of when they pull out the piece of the gunship, and then they use it as a shield, and then I love how all the regs hang back and just watch them take out that entire group of droids.
I was really thrown off when the bigger guy flipped the whole gunship.
Me too. That was crazy. I'm like, okay, we got a Hulk character. In Clone
Right?
Wars.
He's not moving Cody; he's moving the ship or whatever.
It was so cheesy, but it worked. But I loved it. Yeah, this was a fun episode. I love the whole cast of characters. Hopefully, none of them die. Is that possible?
I don't know anymore.
That would be scary. I'm like, oh shoot! Like, should we be scared for their death? But I'm excited though.
Ooh, imagine like some like turned clones like find out like Rex, and like they're about to take him out, but then Bad Batch shows up.
Oh, that'd be dope. I would love that.
Would that mean Bad Batch don't?
Maybe. I
What are you
mean,
saying?
they might not have inhibitor chips. We don't
As
They
I'm
have.
trying to
I think
say.
they do. I mean, that'd be interesting if they don't. I didn't even consider that.
Oh,
I don't
Yeah.
think. Well, they don't 100% follow orders is the thing, because like with the chip,
That's a good
they
point.
follow orders.
Maybe like they have the chip like configured to like the same clone brain that maybe it doesn't like work with like
doesn't
all
work
three.
100% of the time,
That could be
or it works differently.
it's
That's
possible.
possible. Yeah.
I mean, I'm interested. So like starting off this arc and like finding out this is the arc we're going to be following through. I'm cool with it. Like I still enjoy this arc, but I was like mostly looking forward to diving into big Jedi stuff since we're leading to the Order 66 and also Mando stuff that we were teased. And I know we're going to get there. But it was just my personal thing that like I didn't expect it to like instantly kick off of this.
Yeah.
Because it was like it's the hype of the new season, and I'm like, what I'm hyped for most is like a month away.
The Jedi stuff. But also, we got to talk about
Yeah.
what do you guys think is going on with Echo? Like, is he being mind controlled? Is he like, what, like a gun to his head? And he has to tell them secrets. What's going on?
I
Should
think
have been tortured.
Yeah.
I think they've broken him, because you remember when Rex had Tech ask who it was, and it just kept repeating a CT number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like somebody was like broke him somehow.
Mhm.
I mean, that seems like possibly very dark. Like, a
Right. It
broken
reminds
clone.
me of well, you're talking about Fallen Order later, but Seer, kind of like
Oh
that
yeah.
interrogation thing where she gets basically broken down and just releases this rage and all this stuff. It could be a similar something like that, where it's like literally, what is the limit or the mental capacity of a clone,
Mm-hmm.
and like, where is that breaking point or differentiation between or which would be super interesting concept to dive into.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I hope they save Echo. Hopefully, he doesn't like
Yeah.
sacrifice himself. I can see him kind of like sacrificing himself because he's giving away all
And
these
what if he's
secrets.
unfixable? What if they get there and this dude is like,
Oh man.
I'm really hoping they do save Echo.
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
hope so.
I'm scared for every clone, dude.
Because then, if they
Order-
don't save Echo, then the whole what was it? Domino Squad died. Like Fives, Heavy,
yep,
Echo. I'm like, dang, geez, like
makes that line in the beginning hit even more. Something about like the ones that live. I can't remember what's the line. I think Cody says it. It's in that scene when Rex and Cody are talking after Rex is looking at the picture of the whole squad. Something
I forget the line.
Yeah, but it was really good.
Yeah,
That probably is my favorite scene of the episode.
me too, because it's very emotional, and they're all reminiscing about their past memories.
And I was also like catching up on some Clone Wars stuff, and even watching some new arcs I hadn't seen yet. And then just like having that personal moment with Rex, I was just like, man,
it's so sad.
You guys remember?
It's sad because he snaps back into it too. He's like, "So what squad are we taking?" Like.
It's sadder just knowing where things are going.
I know, man.
Do you guys remember the episode, The Deserter, when Rex finds that one clone deserter with the family and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, great episode.
See, part of me feels like, part of me is glad Rex finally, because we already know how his character ends up. I'm glad he lives that life after the fact. He does his own thing. He sets up camp in an ATTE on just a random planet,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because his battle is kind of
it's-
over at that point. After Order 66, he's like, I'm done. I mean, he kind of has to be. He's on the run with Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Very dark.
We can definitely there is a limited amount of stuff to talk since it's only the first episode of this like 4-part arc. But yeah, let's definitely talk like what do you guys anticipate to come in season 7? One of the things I'm hoping for Order 66 is that we get to see since it's animation, you could definitely do this. See alternative Jedi dealing with Order 66. Like I would love to see not only Kanan that they teased and Ahsoka, but also I want to see Cal Kestis from Fallen Order. Maybe a little bit,
Wow.
in some form of like a new montage.
I want to be on that page, but I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, they could probably pull some sound bites from like extra recordings and just.
If anything, I would think it'd be like one of the characters would be like hearing all the voices cry out, and it would be a soundbite, which would still be cool.
That sounds like Cal.
Oh my god!
What if they redo that scene where Yoda drops his cane, but he hears all the voices of cries of terror and stuff, and that's what makes him drop his cane, like put his hand over his heart and stuff, while he feels all the disturbance of the Force.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing Seer caught up in all that. Like,
ooh,
you guys really wanted these Fallen Order cameos for a game that came out last
such
year.
a good story. It was so good. And we're gonna touch on it, but like,
I mean, because the timeline kind of matches up.
I mean, it does.
Exactly matches up.
The project development doesn't really
right,
match up.
especially for how long this Clone Wars stuff has been.
Clone Wars has been in development for like three couple years now. So
I'm really excited to get to the point where we can dip into episode 3, like Revenge of the Sith stuff, like when the Chancellor gets kidnapped and all that. I cannot wait to see that.
I would be so interested if they actually pull off the first part of the Battle of Coruscant that they did in the
OG Clone Wars. Yeah,
because that would be so cool to see.
And then we get to see like Mace Windu choke.
Have his cough yet in the show? I never really noticed.
He's coughing a little bit, but I think it's like a regular cough.
It was fun seeing Mace Windu do that, but like, I want to see like Grievous invade the capital, get the Chancellor, set up some stuff with Dooku because he's a big guy we follow in Clone Wars. It's interesting.
Yeah,
because I know. Also, I started the arc with the inhibitor chip investigation, and like it was, I'd never realized Dooku also knew about the inhibitor chips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I just watched that arc like yesterday actually, and like Dooku, after killing Sifo Dyas, he becomes like Sifo Dyas to the Kaminoans and lies to them and stuff. But I'm super excited for all the Revenge of the Sith tie-ins and stuff. That's gonna be very cool. Because
I was watching the last 3 episodes of season 6 with Yoda's training.
Oh yeah,
that's such a great arc.
And I know Revenge of the Sith, Yoda says like Qui-Gon's got some training for you, Obi-Wan, and like, do you think we'll get like a quick snippet of a Qui-Gon reaching out to Obi-Wan, like not like a full-fledged like entire arc, but like just like maybe like a quick scene and like the whole chaos that is dealing with Revenge of the Sith.
Well, did they get Liam Neeson?
Well, probably if they got him. They just had him ride
Yeah,
himself.
I mean,
Yeah. I don't think Liam's busy right now, so
Yeah. Cold Pursuit didn't do that well.
I think
it was good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I actually liked Cold Pursuit. But I think actually I agree with Nathan. I'm going out there on a limb. I'll say we might see a Qui-Gon Obi-Wan scene. What the hell? Yeah. It could happen.
Could be like a quick like semi setup if you want to the series, possibly. I know it's animation, but you know, anything's possible.
Also I want to bring up, like, we know Maul's going to be in this season. We know Maul's going to be in the Siege of Mandalore. But there's a whole comic book, I forget what it's called, Son of Dathomir comic.
I just bought that. I need to read it.
Yeah, I was reading it too the other day, and I'm like, are they going to adapt this into the season 7? Do they have enough time to do that? Or are they just going to show that Maul is on Mandalore and he's still running things, even though he just lost like Savage and all that stuff? So,
yeah, it seems like a lot.
Well,
it seems like a lot, yeah.
Well, I mean, excuse me the language here, but Palpatine made Maul his bitch.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we know. That's what the comic was for, to continue.
Excuse my language.
I mean, that was interesting. That's why I bought the comic, was because like that comic was made to fill in that cliffhanger that they never followed up on.
Exactly. Yeah, just a huge cliffhanger because like Palpatine shocks Maul with lightning. Then he's like, "I have other plans for you."
right.
Yeah, I was looking at the chronological Maul arc, and I got to the last episode, and it just stopped. I was like, no.
Exactly. So it's like, are we gonna have time to see like how Maul is back to becoming leader of Mandalore? Because I bet like 99% of the audience has not read The Son of Dathomir.
Right.
So,
and I am one of them. So I'm very. I think if it does kind of just choose to go the not easy route, but honestly, this would be the harder way. It's kind of just acknowledging things. You'd have to show like there had to be like, even I don't know if it'd be a full episode, but it had to be a scene of like some stuff going down on Mandalore, of like, you know, Maul dominating something, you know, just absolutely showing his power.
Have you seen have you seen the thing that Star Wars did now? Like, you know how like when you do a hashtags on Twitter, you can do like it adds emojis sometimes.
Oh yeah, that hidden emoji.
This call, instead of Mandalore, when you do hashtag Mauldalore, like Mauldalore, it comes up with the Mandalorian helmet with the spikes.
With the Maul spikes, yeah. Very interesting.
It's so funny. I keep thinking about it because we went to the Clone Wars panel, and I feel like Sam Witwer just straight spoiled because he was like really riding the line. Even Filoni was just like on the edge of his seat, like because he was saying like Maul does some stuff in the season that works more in his favor instead of going against the grain like he always does. Like
wow.
Yes. So now I'm thinking, is he gonna beat Ahsoka? How's this gonna go?
I already know how the fight goes because like it's in the Ahsoka book.
Oh, okay. Well,
but yeah,
wait,
I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah,
what? I've read the Ahsoka book. I remember that.
It's in the book. It's in the, but not like the specific like what happens like fight. But we know how it starts. We know how the middle. We know the end. We just don't know like the specifics.
I'm gonna go.
I know the
It's not a great book, so I don't blame you for not remembering.
I have a feeling.
I mean, it's fine. I liked it. Okay.
I know the Siege of Mandalore is in that book too, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
So
like
is Order 66 like
it's at the same time, isn't it?
Is it at the same time? Because that's what I'm thinking. Because like it's showing Maul like force probe in that one clone.
Yeah, because the Ahsoka novel is like basically she's on the run the entire time. And she stops at this one planet and then like tries to help them lift Empire control or whatever. I can't even remember.
When in the Ahsoka book does she reverse the crystals? Like, do you know
near the end?
Towards the end. That's the third act, yeah.
But is it like after Order 66 and everything?
Yeah. It's present time for her, so
present
it's like
time,
a couple months after Order 66.
Oh, okay.
So Clone Wars this season, there's 12 episodes and there's 3 arcs. So we have the Bad Batch, which is 4 episodes long. Do you guys think Mandalore will be arc 2 and all the Revenge of the Sith stuff will be arc 3?
I think Arc 2 is going to be Ahsoka on the run. Remember, she has to go to 13.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if they're going to spend 4 episodes of Ahsoka on the run. That sounds
Yeah, because
kind
we
of
got like
boring.
2 episodes of that already, basically, at the end of
Season 5.
season 5, right?
Yeah, kind of. But I think we'll get 2 episodes at most of her with those 2 new characters. I forget their names.
What if they have like some sort of setup arc that goes with the full story? That's only like 2 episodes, because I know they've done that before, and then like their grand finale is like a 6-episode arc.
That could be
That
it.
could work too. Because you're gonna have you can't have. Hold on, you can. It's just gonna be tough to.
Depends on the Mandalore stuff, honestly.
Because the Mandalore stuff is like the only underlying thing. Because they're gonna, if we're dipping in episode 3, they're gonna have to show us Palpatine getting kidnapped. An entire plan for that.
See, they don't have to show Palpatine getting kidnapped. They don't.
Ooh, what if Anakin and Obi-Wan and all that, they're fighting on Mandalore, and that's why he's telling Maul he has other plans for him. So they have this entire siege of Mandalore happening, pulling Anakin and Obi-Wan to the battle there, and then allowing Grievous to kidnap Palpatine, and then Anakin and Obi-Wan getting.
Does that timing line up? I don't know.
I think it does.
It could,
but it's weird on Palpatine's part
because you have
that's weird. It's really weird on Palpatine's part. Like, hey, we're gonna go fight over here, and I'm just gonna be over here. Like,
well, actually, now that I think about it, because I've watched the opening Revenge of the Sith so many times, which in and of itself is a fantastic Clone Wars episode, if we're honest.
Pretty good.
Like when their starfighters come in, they are coming like from a distance over Coruscant to the battle, so they were off somewhere.
Oh, you are reaching.
Nathan's getting
in Nathan's defense, when Anakin reunites with Padme, Anakin's been gone for quite a while, and
he sure has.
He's saying like, if it wasn't for the Chancellor getting taken, he didn't think he would ever make it back to Coruscant.
Oh, wow. I forgot that line.
But canon.
Prequels.
Again, it's very possible, but I think Palpatine wants Anakin to be close, so that way he can help kill Dooku and stuff. But
he knows he'll show up, because it's just like.
But I just love real quick how the Clone Wars are always like, we need Anakin and Obi-Wan for this. I'm like, isn't there thousands of Jedi? They always just call Anakin and Obi-Wan.
They're like, who should we send? None other than Master Kenobi.
I do like how, like, on the control ship though, like when Obi-Wan's like knocked out, Palpatine's just like, yeah, all right, kill him. Yeah,
we don't need him. Yeah,
embrace your dark, man. Let's go.
The only person put up a real fight against General Grievous and Dooku or Anakin and Obi-Wan, because like you had Kit Fisto in the lair of Grievous with his Padawan, his former Padawan, and his former Padawan just freaking dies. And
I'm most intrigued to see where this fits. Brandon had pointed out to me a night ago, we were watching Revenge of the Sith stuff. One of the it's the scene with Anakin and Padme, the hologram, and they're like touching hands. Like, you see Padme's not already pregnant. She's wearing the outfit that she gets taken out on Mustafar, like the exact same outfit.
Yeah,
and so this timeline is going to be like really crazy. So, because at that point, Anakin, if it's the same day where she's wearing that, Anakin's already been doing a lot of dark stuff.
He's done the dirty. He is. He's downhill.
But you say that thing about the clothes. I think I was just rewatching season 6, Nathan, and do you remember like the Rush Clovis arc?
Yeah, she is wearing the clothes.
Wasn't she wearing the same thing?
Yeah,
she wasn't pregnant.
She wasn't pregnant.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
But yeah,
she likes that outfit.
It's funny because like the Arachnid separatist leader.
Oh yeah.
There's a shot like Anakin like bursts into like the room that he's in. He ignites a saber. I'm just like,
he's gonna cut him up.
A lot of separatists, man. I'm ready to see that.
I know how that scene plays out.
Okay.
Oh no, not the Arachnid. I know what you're talking about. Different character.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, I react to
this because it was like last week. I just watched all the unfinished animation stuff, not like the episodes, but like little snippets of because there's this channel called Rex, and he did like Anakin's path to the dark side and showing all of his dark moments throughout Clone Wars, and he included the unfinished animation stuff. So I'm like, oh, cool, some unfinished animation stuff. I thought it wasn't gonna be put in, and then that's the freaking character of this arc. I'm like, damn it.
Man, imagine if they animate the giant Kyber crystal arc.
Oh
They
my
won't.
That'd be funny.
I heard a lot of people say it's not necessarily like a good episode, but like it's interesting for the Death Star perspective.
Mm-hmm.
We already got Rogue One. I think we're good.
I know.
We got we're good.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be off topic, but
Yeah.
It doesn't fit at all. It's interesting though. It's gonna be so crazy just like going through all this. I wonder if you'll like see alternate perspectives of the different like big scenes like Obi-Wan versus Grievous or Anakin, Obi-Wan, Mustafar stuff. I would actually love if you got like some sort of like a little bit of like Vader in the final episode.
That'd be cool.
Whoa.
That'd be cool.
that's a question I have. Like,
That's
I was
a
gonna
great
ask
question.
is like, how do you guys think Clone Wars is going to end? Like, how do you end this show? Like, there's
exactly.
I'm predicting it'll end with Ahsoka and Rex. Not with Anakin or Obi-Wan. I think it'll be Ahsoka and Rex.
It's
as
gonna
the
have
final.
to because
Yeah.
their stories continue with Filoni
Right.
stuff. I think.
okay. I'll ask
I
this:
think
what
to
is
make a
Obi-Wan's last scene going to be, and what is Anakin's last scene going to be in this show?
I think Obi-Wan's last scene is gonna like it's gonna like show his setup on Tatooine just watching over Luke. I think just like
Wow,
establish where
really?
people are.
It might.
Wow. It could.
Which could be the Qui-Gon scene I was talking about earlier, maybe.
Yeah.
If they want to.
Yeah,
I always
I'm
thought it
sure.
would just end Anakin and Obi-Wan's arcs where like somewhere during Revenge of the Sith. Not exactly like post Revenge of the Sith, but it's
Yeah,
possible.
that's the big question. Is it going to be? Does the wrap up of the series make sense to like end in that consequence of like, Order 66, or does it make sense to like have those specific characters have their last moments pre Revenge of the Sith, which is like
It's
I don't know.
hard. Yeah.
I was just thinking to like I would love to see like established stuff because we are already following like big movie characters we know. I would if they're just like wrapping up just like where the galaxy is, like set up like they're they got the tyranny, so like they'll have like some like shot stuff of Vader, but then also like they'll emphasize like the hope that is to come, and maybe you could see like a point of view like a child Luke, just like tinkering around on Tatooine, but also a regal Leia, like Princess Alderaan style. Like on the
Wow.
perspective. I think that would be.
I don't know if they're gonna
I think we already got that of Luke like running around. We got
in
that
Rebels. It's so
Rebels.
perfect how it keeps it at the distance.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I just think the Clone Wars isn't going to delve too deep into what's going on in terms of the Skywalker characters like Anakin, Obi-Wan, Padme, and stuff. I just really think it'll be something with the clones, with Rex, with Maul, and with Ahsoka. Because those
Do you
are
think
the
there'll
main.
be any like potential setup for the Ahsoka Sabine series?
Nah.
Okay.
What if? Speaking of like just that kind of series, do you think that's what Project Luminous will be?
No,
No.
I think
I think we're going back. Which
Going back.
thank
mean-
goodness.
all right, well, that's a good segue, honestly.
Oh, great segue.
Switch that banner. Yeah.
Wow, future Lucasfilm
Wow.
projects, which there's a lot. What's Project Luminous? We won't know till tomorrow night.
What is
But
it, like
it's
10
fine.
p.m. Eastern or something?
10 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
very excited.
I've already
I'm
set my
pumped.
standards pretty low.
If we get
So-
bamboozled again,
Oh man, don't
I-
remind us. Don't remind us.
I cannot do it anymore.
Oh man, we missed J.J. Abrams.
We did back when.
Oh no,
Oh man.
but yeah,
Yeah, so we just recently story broke, I think it was yesterday or day before.
Friday,
that,
because
Friday.
we
there's
love our
a new
Friday news.
New film in development from the director of Slight and the writer of Luke Cage.
J.D. Dillard and Matt Owens.
Yes. Interesting. Good diversity.
Yeah. I'm here for this news, but also at these announcements, I'm kind of getting to the point that the rest of Star Wars Twitter is at. It's like, okay, and what? Like I'm I'm glad that these things are, kind of getting announced. We're kind of getting a general idea of things, but we really don't know. It's not like a slate. We don't have anything where it's like, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And I don't think they're playing catch up right now, but I think they're trying to figure out what the dynamic is between Disney Plus and the theatrical releases. And so I think that's why we're just getting all these news stories from like the Hollywood Reporter, and we're not getting, concrete announcements on StarWars.com.
See, the same thing is happening with Marvel. Like, they're trying to now balance their shows and their movies. Because, like, notice how they're progressively, slowly adding more Phase 4 stuff.
Yeah. But I want to comment on what Carson said. Like, I understand why a lot of people are kind of annoyed or a little bit upset because we keep getting so many announcements for Disney. Like 3 weeks ago, it was like Taika Waititi's doing a movie, which turned out to be nothing.
He was like, I am.
I think Lucasfilm, I kind of want to compare it to DC actually, because DC had this a couple of years ago where all these reporting sites are reporting all this information, but Warner Brothers themselves aren't saying anything because they're not ready to say anything yet.
Remember when they announced like that Spielberg thing?
Huh?
In all fairness,
I can't remember.
Warner Brothers was announcing every idea they had off the top of their head.
But they weren't announcing it. They weren't announcing it. That was the thing. It was all news sites. Like WB didn't announce anything yet. It was all like news sites breaking these stories that before WB could even confirm or officially announce anything.
I swear, some like chairman was like saying like, we're interested in this movie, and they're just like, well, it's on the slate now.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what usually is what it is. But for this movie, for the J.D. Dillard and Matt Owens thing, it's very interesting because then we still don't have our 2022 movie. And I know Bob Iger keeps talking about like Star Wars movies are taking a break, but you can say that, but we already know we have 3 dates. We have 2022, 2024, and 2026.
Is one of them the Feige projects?
One of them is most likely the Feige project. I think Disney really loves Feige. I mean, he's a good guy. He's a cool guy. But I'm really excited for like Rian Johnson.
Yeah. Everything is just in limbo right now, I feel like. Yeah. And again, they're just like, they're looking at these dates and they're like, okay. And then they're also looking at the success of The Mandalorian and like kind of how much hype they built up on weekly releases. And, Baby Yoda, like how much money they literally made on are making on Baby Yoda right now. All this new merch is released.
Oh my God, all the new merch is coming.
So Disney's looking at that, and then I'm sure Kathleen is kind of saying like, hey, we want to tell these stories, and we want to bring in some new people because it's basically a new era now. The Skywalker saga has concluded, and I think the first real answers we're gonna get is at Celebration. I don't know what those answers are going to be and what's going to be at least teased, but I think to kind of get everybody at ease, they're going to have to not even announce a slate at Celebration, but like, hey, this is coming, this is confirmed.
Yeah. At least do a panel where just like if you have some stuff confirmed, bring those directors out, pull it up on a board. Like concept art or something.
We need visuals. But I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't really need a slate. I think a slate is too dangerous.
I think it's dangerous too. But I think if Ryan's making something, still it needs to be confirmed again this year.
It does. It
just
bring him out again.
Because remember, we always say like Disney needs Ryan. Ryan does not need Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
So I just don't know how.
I hope they bring him back.
He won't be busy working on Knives Out 2.
He made Knives Out in like a couple of months, so I'm pretty sure he has time. And that blew up. Yeah, it made over $300 million. So I think if Disney wants him to make a Star Wars project in the near future, he has time to do both, honestly.
And if he's been developing this whole time, that's a whole other thing because of him and Ram have been developing since after they've wrapped on Last Jedi or whatever. Maybe they already have a concrete enough idea. Maybe it's literally just waiting for the go ahead on pre-production. You never know. Like
I agree with that. I think he has some kind of idea. I don't think he has put pen to paper yet. I don't think he's allowed to until he gets a confirmation.
I'm sure he's also been happy to enjoy a break because
Oh yeah, absolutely.
every time I rewatch Director and the Jedi, it's so funny just watching like at the start he's just like, oh, it's gonna be really fun. I'm really intrigued to execute this idea, and then at the end, like or during production, he's just like,
He's passed
I'm
out.
doing it. I gotta sign the budget sheet. Man.
Those are the good times, man.
Yeah, that was so crazy. Like seeing like how they were working on it like amidst 2015 before Force Awakens even came out.
I
Like,
love that
in production.
The napkin notes, the legendary rose on a napkin.
Oh man, great stuff. But yeah, I think right now, I think Disney trusts Feige more, so I won't be surprised if Feige comes out with his movie, even though it's technically not his movie because we don't have a director for that movie yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's just producing it. But
he did make the highest grossing film of all time. So.
What was it called again? I kind of forgot.
Assembler's Guide
Assemblers of Lego.
Chess.
Assembler's Guide to Reversing Time.
Yeah,
I think it was that DC movie.
Do you guys think that
it was a Joker spinoff, wasn't it?
So you know we've all before Benioff and Weiss left and all this, and Ryan, it was originally announced as a trilogy. Do you think they're not going to be as ambitious in announcing stuff officially as trilogies and stuff moving forward this year? And it's just going to be, hey, we're getting this movie in 2022. That's all we know right now.
I think so. 1,000%. Yeah. I think they're going to be less like, I honestly still think that they're not doing Ryan's trilogy. I wouldn't be surprised if they just made it Ryan gets a movie instead of a Ryan gets a trilogy.
And I'm curious to hear about all this Project Luminous stuff tomorrow. Maybe it's a hint at an era that they're trying to explore or whatnot, or what could possibly be like the next kind of big era. We have three very distinct eras, and the spin-offs which kind of have filled in gaps in various places, but are very much attached to the saga as a whole. So now it's like you think they're probably going to want to establish another bigger chunk of Star Wars history, and I'm just so curious to what that is and like how they fleshed out, whether it be a lot of movies by different individuals, or it's a trilogy, or a combination of movies and stuff on Disney Plus. It's just a time of mystery and excitement. I just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I guess it's fun to not know, but at the same time, scary and uncertain.
Well, let's talk about the rumors then. Like, we all know the rumors, right? About the High Republic. Should we discuss that?
Yeah.
No.
We're going to... That was so funny.
That was so funny on Friday how they all thought it was an Exegol movie. I'm like, oh my gosh. But
you'll take both spin-offs to Exegol.
But I think the rumor right now is it's going to be set in the High Republic era, which was teased in the Dooku Jedi Lost book.
Yes.
It was teased in the Star Wars, I think the issue number 1 for the 2020 series. And then it was teased in issue number 2 for the Rise of Kylo Ren. Number 2 and number 1, I forget which one it was. But in the Rise of Kylo Ren. And it was a period of Jedi going out, exploring the unknown galaxy. Which 400 years ago, the unknown galaxy could just be the Outer Rim. It doesn't necessarily have to be the unknown regions.
Right.
But yeah, so it's very exciting, and
I think they had also said at the time there was like Yoda would be there, but he wouldn't be as highly skilled as we know him to be.
He'd only be 300 years old. Yeah, I have no idea. Or 500. I can't do math.
He's barely not a baby anymore.
He'd be looking like the child.
He's in his teens.
Oh no.
It's teenage Yoda.
Slicked back hair, he's like walking around.
Oh god.
Do you think he had to have like centuries of like Padawan training? Just like
That'd be funny.
So
yeah.
Clarify, I don't know a lot about this area. So this is like the high point for the Jedi, right? Or like
presumably. We don't know much about it either. Yeah.
Like,
but who's the Chancellor?
And the presence of the Sith is pretty...
Is the rule of 2. Yeah.
Okay, so the Sith are involved. This is like, if it's as big and ambitious as it sounds like in this era,
we get Darth Bane.
No,
Revan?
I think this is after Darth Bane and Darth.
It's after all that. Okay.
We'll get Revan.
Okay.
Who?
Revan. Darth
Revan. No,
I-
that's thousands of years before.
Yeah, that's,
Revan.
I mean,
the
there could be
holocron
like
at this point.
there could be like hints to him and stuff. As
Mhm.
much as I want all those connections, I want, if it is true that we're doing this era, I want, I'm fine with like one or two major connections. I'm fine with the Yoda thing, whatever it may be, that it's like one main thing that kind of ties the general audience to this era. But I think the most exciting part about the Skywalker saga ending is just completely diving into new characters and having new filmmakers come in and just tell their own thing. Have it loosely set in some history that we know, but they really get to just open up and tell a story of, the Jedi presumably at their high point and all this stuff and all these factors that we haven't seen before. So I'm just excited for new Star Wars, if that makes any sense.
It totally does. Yeah, I'm super excited for all that stuff.
I think they also said it was one of the thing at that point, like the Sith aren't like in like the know of like the Jedi aren't in the know of the Sith being around still. So it was like a thing. Like we were thinking up too. We were talking about one night that like maybe there has to be like some sort of thing where like Sith have to like sneak around, and maybe some specific Jedi we follow get wind of them and they gotta silence them.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's like a kind of like a reverse. It's like a reverse Order 66 almost.
Yeah,
but like not like as big and on the same day, But
I mean, it's very exciting because like the rule of two. At first, I'm like, wait, there's only going to be two main antagonists, like just two Sith. But at the same time, there could be other bounty hunters we never heard of. There could be other mercenary characters we never heard of when they're exploring these unknown regions, and the two new Sith characters. It's very exciting to see two new villains.
I know they wouldn't do it, but like, could you imagine where like the Sith were the main characters and their biggest conflict is like all these like thousands of Jedi that exist can't know that these last two remain?
You say that they can't do it, but I wouldn't be surprised given Project Luminous. There's tons of books, comics, stuff out there. Like this reminds me of the I forget what they call it, like the Alphabet Squadron. There's like a book series of the good guys, Alphabet Squadron, but the comic books discovers the Shadow something. I forget what they're called, but like the bad TIE fighters, like a 5-issue miniseries of bad Empire level people. So you could do that in comic books. You can have a whole comic series about these Sith and a whole comic series about the Jedi too at the same time.
Yeah, and we have Disney Plus too. Like I'm super curious. Maybe there's some smaller scale or more intimate stories where it's mainly only focused on these one or two characters, and that could be told on Disney Plus as more of a long form story of going through all like sneaking around or whatever it is, or discovering the formation of what the Sith mean to these two people and all the secrets and kind of like what they know about the Jedi. I think that'd be super interesting to see, like, the Jedi don't really know anything about them, but what do these two people know about the Jedi, or what their perception is of them?
Maybe we'll get maybe more present day. We'll get a spin-off of Klieg Lars losing his leg.
Oh no!
After I lost the leg, I just couldn't
ride anymore.
But Carson, you make up a great point, because I think after Kenobi and after Cassian Andor, like we'll be in like 2022 by that point. What happens in 2022, 2023, 2024? Like we could have a Disney Plus series of the High Republic era, and that sounds awesome to me. I would love that.
We just need a Disney Plus series of them announcing Disney Plus stuff.
Disney Plus,
just weekly. Oh look, those news sites would be going off like crazy. Oh look, hey, week 1, we got this, and this.
Disney Plus 2 coming to theaters.
Yeah.
Disney Plus announces Disney Plus series, and like headlines, public that, everybody would be like, "Is that a typo?"
Yeah, these clickbait sites gonna be like, "Episode 2 was leaked to us."
We have the login right here.
But yeah, I'm very excited for Project Luminous. I'm very excited to see what Claudia Gray is going to be doing, because I love her writing. She's my favorite canon author.
Is she confirmed to be she's already confirmed in Project Luminous. It's been so long.
my most anticipated authors are Claudia Gray and Charles Soule. 'Cause I think Charles Soule is the king of comic books, and Claudia Gray is the queen of canon books and everything else. She's amazing.
What other writers is it again? It's Claudia for the novels. It's Claudia.
Is it Daniel J. Holder, who did the Han Solo book? I forget what it's called.
Which it was fine.
Daniel Jose Holder.
Jose, yeah.
Jose.
Last shot.
I still didn't finish Last Shot.
Last Shot, it's fine. It just struggle. I don't know.
If he's watching, I'm very sorry.
I'm sorry too. I listened to the audiobook and he like they alternated chapters, so they had like the professional guy do it, and then he stepped in for some chapters, and he didn't like change the voices or anything because he's not a voice actor, and so you're just like sitting there listening, you're like
Oh man.
I actually just I actually just canceled my Audible subscription, but
me too.
I had one token left.
What a flip!
I had one token left, so I'm like, screw it, getting Dooku Jedi Lost. So
thank you.
Good. Yes. Yeah. Nice.
Need it.
Yeah, but
that's a fantastic book.
Yeah, I was really holding out for Hello Greedo to release this book in audiobook, but I can't wait.
Done it yet.
Yeah, I can't wait for 3 months.
Looks like you have to read.
Yeah, that's $45 to wait.
I mean, if you watch enough of his videos and just get his voice stuck in your head and you just read the text, it's the same.
Oh my god!
Wow.
A broke man's audiobook right there. Just imagine their voice. It makes all different.
Good point.
You know.
Speaking of Dooku Jedi Lost, Kevin Scott is also one of the people doing.
Oh, he is
Project Luminous. I believe so. Because he also mentioned the High Republic and
give him. I would love the same format. I would absolutely.
I didn't even think about that. That's awesome. Yeah. I would love that. Yeah. Whole audio drama. Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Doing anything?
Delilah Dawson.
She did Black Spire.
She did Black Spire, and she did that one Skywalker saga book that didn't include episode 9.
Who did Phasma? I thought Dawson did.
She did.
Oh, okay. I'm just.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I'm the wrong person.
Dude, I just want my Tross novelization. Like,
do you really?
Dude,
I do.
They're still tearing pages out.
All right. I just want some like better scenes.
You know, it's just gonna hurt all the same.
Yeah, it's gonna. Oh man, April is gonna kill me because the DVD is coming out and then the book's coming out.
Can we talk about how there's no deleted scenes?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Sure, if you want.
What the hell?
The Rise of Skywalker banner. Do we have it?
Yeah.
I couldn't. All right.
I'm gonna wait for Nathan to change that real fast. Oh, okay, that works too.
Cool.
But like they told us, oh yeah, there's a deleted scene of explaining how Palpatine returned. There's a scene just in the archives of Rey and Rose.
Yeah, where is that scene? Like, come on. I'm shocked.
I had no expectations going into this announcement I'm shocked there's actually a documentary.
Part of me feels like they're holding out to get people to buy the box set.
Bullshit. Bullcrap.
Because the Marvel box set has a frick ton of more
deleted scenes.
As it stands with the history of Lucasfilm releases, there's always going to be bonus stuff with each new release, which they'll have plenty of.
But that's not the history for like Rogue One or the Force Awakens.
Still,
yeah.
I mean, there's
got
no
so
commentary
many of original trilogy releases and even
That's
like
true.
prequel releases. I mean, the whole 2011 Phantom Menace has a whole new Yoda model, but also new like deleted scenes, documentary stuff that's always released.
So you're telling us to wait 10 years for some deleted scenes of Rey and Rose?
Yeah. Just
basically, I mean,
whenever everybody's gotten over the movie, doesn't care, except for like those 1 or 2 people who still complain about the movie online. They finally come out with those deleted scenes. What the hell, JJ? Why was it in this movie 10 years ago?
I mean, it wasn't until like the mid 2000s that Celebration debuted the Luke Skywalker lightsaber build in the cave for Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, you're right.
That's true. There's always stuff.
Again, that was 30 years later. 20 years later.
Yeah,
but
crazy.
Is this a JJ thing or just a Lucasfilm?
Oh, no
thing?
commentary also.
Yeah, about the
I
commentary.
mentioned
Yeah.
that. Yeah, no.
This
Is
man
that a JJ
dipped.
thing?
He did.
I feel like it could be a Lucasfilm thing. For all we know, maybe JJ is putting on a false face. And he's like, I'm really proud of this. And he's like, I don't know.
Because JJ, I know as a filmmaker, he wants a lot of time, and he didn't have that. Like he pushed it back from May to December. That's still like a year and a half. Like it's still not enough. I don't know.
I feel like he's worried people are going to give him crap because, like, if he did the commentary, he would have to talk about killing Ben Solo, and I think that's going to piss a lot of people off.
Well, didn't he do a live Q&A
So
thing?
somebody mentioned that, but I don't think he cares. I mean, like as a director, just explain your movie. If you think killing Ben Solo was a good decision, just explain the decision, no matter what people say. Because some people think killing Ben Solo was a good idea. So
Like
it's
me.
like, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah,
I
but they
disagree.
did it horribly.
Carson's like,
But those people are horrible people
Yeah.
who shouldn't have their own podcast. Anyways,
Kicking you from chat now, like.
but yeah, I think JJ isn't. Well, he does commentaries. I have the Blu-ray for Star Trek. I have the Blu-ray for Mission Impossible 3, and he does commentaries. I mean, yeah, and
Didn't Force Awakens have like an extra step of the release first?
Yeah, Force Awakens had to have the 3D release in order to have the
slip cover that like you can like move around like this.
Exactly.
Do
Yeah.
you guys think we'll get a documentary? Like, there's an entire documentary of how they made
that one.
Force Awakens, and then like Director and the Jedi. Do you think we'll get that?
It's on there.
Okay.
You know,
it's Skywalker.
It's called Skywalker Saga, so I don't think that's a.
Well, okay. I actually, you know what? I think I just had too much faith for it. I think it's gonna be like. It will be like
hours, though,
it's more of a celebration.
It's an hour and a half. It will be like a lot of like all the eras,
and
then we'll get to Rise of Skywalker stuff, and they'll be like creatures.
Babu Frick
with Rick, BB-8 puppeting.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that there was a Porg back?
It'll like, have no like Adam Driver, no Kelly.
No,
I doubt
There's
it.
one feature that says I think it's called Dio, Link to the Past or something.
I don't care.
I know you don't.
I was looking at all those extras. I'm like, JJ, nobody cares about Dio. I'm sorry.
I want to know. The one thing I want to know.
Good for you, Nan.
The carpet. What is the planet called? The snow planet.
I have no idea. Kajimi.
Okay, so after the whole Spice Runner scene or whatever, and then they're running around to the following Carrie Russell around. God, what is her name? Zori. There's like they go upstairs, and there's like this little carpet that goes up the stairs. I just want to know. I just want to know what was going on set that day.
Oh man!
And I catch it every time I watch the movie. There's like a little magic carpet, and BB-8 and Dio just go rolling up the carpet.
You talking about the ramp?
How did Dio go from the? How did Dio get on a Falcon? Because we didn't see him running around with Poe, Finn, and Chewie.
Yeah, we did.
I forget.
Yeah, we did. He's like he goes up to one of the space horses. He's like, "Hello, no, thank you."
No. I'm talking about
on Kajimi.
When they got off Kajimi and they had to go like get the Falcon off the Star Destroyer.
He's with them on the destroyer.
I think per usual it's just like sloppy editing, but he's with them or something.
Well, no, it's the ship they land in is the one that they found Dio on.
Yeah.
Can we also talk about how they changed?
Oh yeah, you're right.
From Celebration to J.J. Abrams.
Oh, his voice from the beeps.
The Celebration.
I prefer the beeps, man. Those were cool sound design.
Exactly. And then J.J. Abrams was like, "I want a cameo."
No, the reason was I think it was a Terrio thing where it was like JJ's voice was in there for just like placement. It is like this is a report. But,
Terrio.
Yeah, he was
CT.
It was his thing. He was like, you know what? It sounds so good. Let's keep it.
I already know that man is on a beach right now. Just
Chris Terrio's. Yeah, he's drinking a mimosa. He's done.
He's pulling a reverse George Lucas.
We had to follow the sins of the twins or
the twins. Leia.
Terrio is pulling a reverse George Lucas where it's
Tatooine.
It's beautiful and
George
peaceful
was so
place.
scared of how Star Wars was going to be received. He was like, "I'm just going on vacation. I don't care." And then it was great.
Man.
But now Terrio is like, "I hope you all enjoy it for real." And now he's just hiding away on beach.
You know what's funny is like Pablo knew. He's like, I'm going.
That's the best metaphor for the Rise of Skywalker. Is Pablo dipped like 3 months before it came out, and we just never saw him again. It's perfect.
I feel like he just ran a blockchain on anybody following Star Wars.
It's funny, man. I still like the movie, but I see the flaws.
I'm not there yet.
I am going to rewatch it. That's where I'm at.
I just like
Are you-
my two problems are just so massive.
Let's ask the question: how many people are getting the Blu-ray? Like buying the
I
Blu-ray?
also debated on that.
I
I
want to get the Steelbook just because I want to complete my trilogy.
I don't even have Last Jedi or Rogue One.
Whoa!
Yeah,
You have Last
they're
Jedi.
anti-physical media on that.
Oh,
side.
yeah, I
Oh,
forgot
that
about
side of
that.
the screen.
I've been meaning to. I have all the other ones in Steelbook. I just haven't had a chance to I haven't had a chance to get Rogue One or Last Jedi on physical.
I'm sorry. All I heard was excuses, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm gonna be
I
getting
don't
the
know.
Knives Out Steelbook, which looks gorgeous.
Oh my god, yeah,
Yeah.
that looks beautiful.
I still need to get Knives Out, Parasite, and Doctor Sleep. I need to get those movies.
I'm frustrated because Parasite doesn't have a 4K Blu-ray release currently, but I think when it gets Criterion, hopefully it gets the 4K on physical.
I still need to get the 4K Steelbook of Joker, but those have been sold out like crazy.
Never heard of that movie.
Did Chris Terrell write that one?
Don't do it, Brandon. Don't do it.
No.
But yeah,
Smile.
Joaquin.
Da, da, da.
yeah. But I'm excited for the future of Star Wars in general.
I'm gonna move back to that banner. I already edited one.
Did we? We don't have to, but you don't have to. But I just wanted to say because one of the other things I want to talk about real quick was that I thought Obi-Wan Kenobi was going to start filming this year, but it looks like it's filming next year, early next year, like January 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's nothing for celebration.
On the bright
So
side,
Cassian
bright side-
Andor though is filming this year.
on the bright side, Indiana Jones 5 is filming.
Yeah, that's a future
I
Lucasfilm
will
project.
believe it when I see it.
We'll
That
see
has
what
been
happens.
announced
Yeah.
so
Could
many
you
times.
Could you
There's-
imagine if, like, at the 40th anniversary panel of Empire, Harrison Ford comes out and they mention Indiana Jones, and just the crowd goes nuts.
Not
How
gonna
random.
happen.
Would they go nuts?
This needs to be Lucasfilm celebration, not Star.
They'd be like, "Where's Han Solo? I don't care about Indy."
I'd be like,
Win carbon.
I'm getting paid a lot of money to be here.
Did you see what Harrison said about
Very
his
true.
fans? He doesn't call them fans; he calls them customers.
Yeah,
Are we
Yes.
not?
I mean it's true. I mean, shoot. Yeah.
I did pay for this.
I mean, yeah, we go to pay see the movies, but at the same time, we're fans of him.
Customer's always right.
um,
The Force Ghost comment.
Ah, yes.
Wow.
Good old.
Good old
old
classic
Harrison.
The most Harrison has ever Harrison.
Oh, can we talk about how we're going to Star Wars Celebration in 6 months?
We could, and how scary my wallet is.
I'm really
Yes.
excited because we're doing Disneyland.
I know
Sure.
you are, Mister.
We're building our own.
Okay,
We're building
well,
lightsabers.
Mr. Disneyland.
We'll
over
keep
here.
it Galaxy's Edge on this
We're-
podcast, sir.
We're building lightsabers.
There you go, Galaxy. I'm so ready.
We're going to the cantina and getting alcoholic drinks. Out of-
We're non-alcoholic. We don't know.
Oh my god!
It's 11 a.m. We don't know.
they sell
Oh.
alcohol. They sell alcohol like
Brandon's delivery
Just-
there was comedy.
Just the way you said it, man. It was
that
great.
delivery. Oh man, that was good.
We're
That's
drinking.
good.
We're drinking vodka shots out of a rancor tooth.
We're getting sloshed and.
Oh man,
Oh, we have gone off the rail.
we have gone off the rails.
Fight me,
Yeah.
bro.
But yeah, you might have to mark this one as not for kids on the YouTube.
It's all not for kids on.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, cool.
Said the bad word. Oops.
Oh boy, an hour in. I hope the censors don't.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's not like Brandon said something earlier this episode.
Susan, whatever her name, the CEO of YouTube's coming after me.
Well, before she does, we should probably get into Carson. You got to take over, man. It's Fallen Order time.
Oh yeah.
Fallen Order. Guys, I've played it. It's awesome. Everybody said, I had no idea, even to the extent of how much I would love this game, until I started playing it, and I don't think I put it down for like a week. It is just such a fun story. These guys have already touched on it. Nathan has certainly touched on the mechanics of the game, so I won't dip into that. However, I think the mechanics were really, really great, as Nathan has pointed out. And but just talking about the story, I love Cal Kestis as a character. I love how full spoilers for Fallen Order right now. I don't know who needs to hear that, but I love how this wrapped up. I love Seer's character in particular. I think that's a really interesting kind of side note to this game. I love how they dove into that character and kind of like that even the strongest people can be broken. And I love remind me, is it the Ninth Sister? The final,
I think so.
Okay, yeah. The Ninth Sister. I love her moody redemption at the end, even though it's kind of bittersweet when who shows up. And I just loved the feeling of this game, if that makes any sense. I loved the fact you got on the ship and you could just go fly to these planets.
The second sister, by the way.
The second sister. Who am I? There's the second sister and the
ninth sister.
The ninth sister was the bigger one.
The one you cut, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I just think this game honestly had really good writing in some of the cutscenes and really good motion capture performances. Mm-hmm. I think the scene on Ilum in particular, when you get your lightsaber, it's kind of a desperate moment. Cal's at his, I would consider he's at his bottom there, and I love that scene of him finding the hope to move forward. I also loved the Dathomir stuff. I loved you guys remember the character on Dathomir that you end up teaming up with?
Oh, I loved her. I forget her name right now.
Yeah, and also the bad guy that you fight there. I love that concept of kind of like,
oh yeah,
the Jedi can't help, I'm here and I've reasserted just a different way of viewing the Force and a different way of viewing what needs to be done. You have this very we need to find the holocron and we need to save these Force sensitive beings, but you have the very polar opposite of that in this character, and I think it displayed really well Cal's kind of final decision at the end of the game, because he's learned that this kind of information and knowing about what once was is dangerous in and of itself, and so kind of trusting the Force. I love this whole message at the end. They destroy the holocron. It's like it's in the Force now. I wasn't expecting that, but it was a really great ending for me. I don't know if we haven't talked about the ending on the podcast, but if you guys want to chime in about the ending, I thought it was great. What did you guys think?
I thought it was great. I personally loved the story throughout. One of my favorite moments is experiencing Order 66 through your main character's eyes.
I forgot about that.
And then also, I absolutely loved on Ilum when you finally made it past your fear and you finally construct your lightsaber. That is perfection. One of my friends actually asked me about this. He was like, what scene was what Vader scene was better, the Rogue One scene or this one? I'm like, you can't compare them, because you're in Rogue One, you're watching Vader slaughter people, and in Fallen Order you're actually in game fighting for your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a different experience.
Yeah, two different experiences.
Barely fighting, but yeah.
Oh man, yeah, you put up zero fight.
Can we just say that final boss fight? It takes so long.
Oh my god!
Because she would suck the Force energy out of you, and then
you're telling me about it.
Oh, do go on.
That battle was super hard. I mean, yeah, I played on that super hard difficulty, and then she killed me 1,000 times. But I love the fighting mechanics during that final fight, though. It was very difficult.
Yeah, once you got over that, you're like, oh,
exactly. Yeah.
I blocked her and I just did that, and this is awesome.
It was incredible.
Evan got over it, but
wow. Thanks, Brandon. It took me like 2.5 hours to defeat one boss.
There were so many times you were like, "What do you mean I'm out of heals?"
Yeah, I hate when you'd hit the button and it is the stem would just not come out, and you're like, Beatty, what are you doing?
Where is it?
I messed up because I only had 3 stems by the final battle. I should have had a lot more.
Oh yeah, no, you
Like
needed to
9 of
put your health up.
We had 6. I had 6.
I didn't know. I thought 3 was the limit. I was like, oh, there's more.
No, it was like 9.
Did you miss the skill tree part? Like what?
I mean, I did the skill tree, but I just didn't find anything. I didn't explore the planets as much as I should have.
Oh.
So yeah, that's my fault. But
gents, please, I would like you to go around the room. In the moment that Cal repairs his lightsaber, what saber color did you choose? And why?
Green.
Why?
Because I went throughout the entire game with green, and I wanted to stay with green.
So you're
lame.
I think I did the
Evan,
Scion. Oh, you go ahead, Evan.
I don't know the color. I guess it was white. There was 2 of them that were both like identical. Like one was like white and one was like kind of not whitish. You know?
I think they're both blue. I think you're.
Yeah.
Really? There's no white
yeah. They're both blue. I picked the lighter of the blue. Yeah, it's like a very cyan light blue. That's the one I picked.
Why? So I might have picked that one. I mean, I wanted something that I hadn't seen before.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I picked it. And also, I feel like it just like matched kind of Cal's aesthetic. Kind of like I feel like it was just very Cal. Like I feel like Cal would not wield like a green saber. I don't know.
Yeah, see, it didn't really matter at the end of the day because all the sabers.
Oh, it didn't. I know. We're just available.
Oh yeah,
it's just a game.
Well, I mean, they all end up on the ship anyways.
No, literally right after that moment, you can change the color. Which is
I know, yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Wait, never mind.
I'm like looking through. I'm like, all right, like I said, other than story wise, choosing your color didn't really mean much.
Take Kyber Crystal that you just earned. Be gone with you, Kyber Crystal. I'm getting a new one.
Carson, what you choose and why?
Oh, I chose the Scion, like the lightest blue.
Mm.
I just feel like it kind of fit Cal as a character, and I kind of like Brandon. I hadn't chose it throughout the game, and so.
But you only had like blue and green throughout.
Right, and so I wasn't feeling because there's like yellow and purple also, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
And I don't know. I just didn't. I was like, purple's too much. Yellow. I think at this point I already seen Rise of Skywalker, so I was like, God damn it, and I can't do yellow, so I'm like, all right, we're going Cyan.
Well, prior to Rise of Skywalker seeing it, I did choose yellow.
Oh.
Because I just felt like he was at such a low point. I was like, the pure brightness for Hope. I was like trying to think of color, and just because I was also thinking like warmth because he's in such a cold environment. So I was like, yellow seems pretty solid. And like,
me, I was like, ice. Give me all ice color.
But visually, it looked great, and I was really loving it. And that was actually a bonus for me when I did see Rise of Skywalker because I was like, she has yellow too.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it was cool.
Oh, and now Luke's gonna have a yellow lightsaber in the comic books.
And everyone's mad.
Canon.
Everybody's mad. I know.
I don't get it. I don't understand why everybody's mad.
Let's not get into it. So, yeah.
I could, but I won't.
We could. That's for a different podcast.
I'm not necessarily mad, but I get it.
I get it, kind of, not really, but.
Well, no.
But yeah, the ending for Fallen Order leads to some very unique, open-ended sequel ideas.
Yeah, let's talk sequel.
I don't really know where they can go. I mean, ironically, I wasn't the one craving for a sequel when I finished the game. Like, I want to see more adventures with them, sure. Mm-hmm. But a whole game with like another Inquisitor. I mean, they're gonna have to.
I think it has to be. Right? It has to be different.
It has to be different.
It's not going to be the same kind of quest, which I think makes it all the more exciting, but all the more risky. Mm-hmm. I think because now that we know where they're established going into the timeline, we're going to be brushing up against certain things, and that's going to be a hard thing to juggle. I mean, it probably already was with doing Order 66 again and all that stuff, but
yeah.
I think this might be more of a hard timeline to juggle, but I think it's possible to write a story that's consequential yet not necessarily messing with everything else that we know about canon. If that makes any sense.
Do you think Cal will run into Ahsoka?
Oh my gosh. I hope not. I don't want all these freaking connections. This isn't the MCU.
Right. So that's what I want to avoid. I want to avoid.
Well, all right, hear me out. I'm just saying, like,
No.
there's a
How about some Donald
mean,
Glover
after Order 66, there aren't that many Jedi left.
You're right. Doesn't mean
But in
Ahsoka
the
has to be the only one. I'm good.
Because Rebels is too close to the
New
original
Hope.
trilogy.
Yeah.
I think we're at the end of the game 4 years before Solo, which is 10 years before New Hope.
Jeez.
Darth Maul, let's go.
I guess I'll ask this: what do you guys think Cal's mission is now, or what's his purpose?
Exactly.
I have no. That's a great question.
What is Crimson Dawn? I don't know.
I guess it's similar to what Rey was after the end of The Last Jedi. Kind of like, what is her duty now as a new Jedi, as somebody who faced her trials? What is your duty? Is it to help other Padawans because they crushed that map? So, are they going to be looking for other Padawans?
He could see the consequences of that, of like, not even Inquisitors, but I think obviously the Empire is going to be involved whenever sequel, but something where he sees that directly fall back on him. Like maybe someone took the initiative somewhere in the galaxy to maybe there. I don't know if it would undermine to have like another source of this information, but maybe like naturally the Force brought people together, and they started figuring it out, and then the Empire crushes them, and then Cal kind of comes into the mix, and he feels like it's his fault because now that he let the Force do its thing instead of interjecting, like now there's all this guilt, and now maybe he's tempted to get revenge, or he's tempted. I think there's a lot of stuff you can do.
I could see a thing happening, like maybe they could like tap into some Imperial comms that they just like listen into time to time, just like keep tabs, and maybe they like hear about this incident of this young boy or girl Force user, and so they're like, well, hey, let's go check this out. We'll fly this planet, be coherent, and then just like that child falls into their care, and then maybe we follow like something with that, maybe like a wanted story.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's possible.
I think there'll be less flashbacks, maybe, unless it's like, I
hope so.
A new character, perhaps,
or a new Force power, or another flashback.
Oh my god! When I see those gray boxes, I'm about to.
I forgot how to double jump. Flashback.
Oops.
Force healing flashback.
I can grab a vine now. Yay!
It's interesting how right now, in terms of the Jedi Fallen Order 2, they're kind of in the same place that Rebels was, because these characters are not in the original trilogy. There's supposed to be no Jedi, so either I'm predicting that Seeger's going to die in the sequel. That's my early prediction. I think she's a goner. But in terms of he can do something else. He could be a taxi driver for all I know. But,
he's in the cantina,
and we have to remember there's still like definitely wanted people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I will just end up with like.
They're on Vader's radar, yeah.
Oh, they are, yeah. Like, so I think it's going to be a version, not even Inquisitors. It's going to be something ramped up. I don't know but something that ramps up their wanted story. And maybe it is a child or something that puts them directly more in the crosshairs.
I would love to see the Grand Inquisitor. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I was wondering
that's a connection that I like more than like Ahsoka. For example, I think Grand Inquisitor could be cool.
That'd be cool, but neither of you could win the fight unless the story ends with you fighting the Inquisitor, Seer dying to the Grand Inquisitor.
That's true.
Or the second sister.
That's a good point.
I think Seer has a good arc in this.
Will the Inquisitors have their helicopter blades?
Oh no.
Flashback.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of potential. I just think it's
They have to find a way to make it unique.
It's harder to fall into kind of easy connections, I feel like, in the sequel, and I hope they don't overdo it. I think that I don't know.
Oh, do you guys think that Darth Vader is going to appear again?
Maybe.
If you make him maybe the main villain, because it's still unexplored time for Vader. I mean, unless you got some handful of points with comics.
It's just the hard part is, I don't know, like, they're on Vader's radar, but does that mean they're on Palpatine's? It's like, how big can their reach go? Like, people that know about them or are actively against them in the Empire before it interferes with the bigger story and the bigger timeline that we know.
Ooh,
Well, in the comics, hasn't Vader like went on his own side stuff? Like, Palpatine will send him to do some stuff, but then he's also like exploring different things that intrigue him.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's definitely doing that in Vader Immortal. Like, spoilers, Vader Immortal. I know there's I only saw the first chapter, but they're setting up like Vader's on Mustafar trying to explore a way to resurrect the dead like he wanted to, and he's trying to bring back Padme. And your character is like focusing on a key to like unlocking something on Mustafar for him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We could see. I that would be interesting if somehow Sith lore kind of got intertwined with it, and maybe for some reason they had to retrieve some Sith stuff, or maybe it's their mission to kind of like, hey, this bad thing happened because the Sith rose again. Maybe we should learn about them because we don't want it to happen again. Maybe that's like their small contributions. Like, hey, we're going to go around and do what we can to like research this and whatnot. I don't know. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking it has to be something small focused, like Rebels. Like Rebels was
it has to be contained, which is the hard part.
Contained. Yeah.
If
but also,
yeah, I know you didn't want to like get into like character connections, Evan, but could you? I mean, since we have a Night Sister in our crew, do you think we could dabble into some Maul crime stuff, progressing?
Yes, I mean, I wouldn't mind that. Like characters like Maul could be interesting. Granted, we know again he can't die, but it'd be fine. It'll be cool to fight like Crimson Dawn. That'd be dope.
And that's another route to go. Is
that could be like the formation of it, like during.
Yeah, we could see Kira.
Yeah, I'd be down.
And is Thrawn present during here too?
He should
Thrawn
be.
Yeah.
Thrawn could appear.
Let's stop writing these books and let's do something with Thrawn.
Yeah, that would.
You think he's gonna look like Pierce Brosnan, like that Celebration banner?
Yeah, very well could.
Yeah, so I think, oh hell, Tarkin's alive, right?
Yeah.
And Ben Mendelsohn. I forget his name.
Krennic, please.
Krennic. Oh,
all the
Krennic would be perfect.
Oh man, so now there's tons of great possibilities. Besides,
yeah, so like those kind of connections on the Empire side, I would love to see those characters.
Yeah, I don't know. Ahsoka just seems too big for me, but
that's fascinating.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the obvious thing? Also, is like, so how many months before Solo are we?
4 years.
4 years.
Because it's a 19-year gap. That's 5 years after Revenge of the Sith. But Solo is 10 years before A New Hope. So.
Okay. And
at least 4 years.
So I guess when's the formation of like.
Or I guess, no, wait. If it's 10 years before, and then it's 5 years after Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, it's 4. Okay, I was thinking like 1 year. Never mind.
Because it could be, in the broader sense, it could be like, hey, we want to find people that are like-minded like us, and we want to fight, we want to rebel.
Yeah.
It could be their own, initial wanting to rebel against the Empire in a bigger scale, and they could be like trying to find people. And I don't know when exactly, like, what is the Emphas Nests and all of them? What are they called initially? They're just
Rebels.
I think just Rebels.
Just Rebels, but like
Freedom
or if they
Fighter?
like run into a group like that and go on some adventures. I don't know.
I would love
I'm
that.
down.
Yeah.
How about? I mean, would you be down for Enfys herself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That'd be some cool
Something
stuff.
like that where it's in the early stages.
I think Emphas would be young, but yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, no,
Or
but
her
it'd even,
mom.
her mom.
Her
Yeah, it could
mom.
even be like
Yo, that'd be
The
awesome.
start, the origin.
That would
the
be
origin
so
of it. I would
freaking
love to see
cool.
that.
That'd be amazing. I would love that.
So many great stories. Outcomes are endless.
Akira.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, please.
It makes all the two happen.
For sure.
I need it, man. There's a lot of good stuff to tackle there. Gameplay mechanic wise, is there any like types of like gameplay stuff you'd like to see moving forward? I mean, I feel like they nailed a lot of stuff, but like, can you guys think of new stuff?
I think there's definitely with Cal's like force abilities. I think there's definitely stuff to do. In terms of like not even like jumping or like, oh, I'm gonna grab this differently or I'm gonna swing light, but like maybe like more mind powers or
we did have a few familiar planets. Is there any like other planets that we know of you'd like to visit? I would love to just randomly
Tatooine.
Tatooine, of course. Tatooine, Jakku, Pisana, Geonosis.
The beautiful place of Tatooine.
So Thrawn is on Coruscant-ish, maybe at this time. I can't remember.
Oh my god,
I think so.
So cool. Maybe they have to go undercover on Coruscant for some reason.
Oh wow,
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, let's do 1313.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
my god,
could tie back to all like George
the
Lucas wanted to
Ahsoka.
do that series like of Underground.
But that'd be really
watching
ballsy to go to that.
I was watching
but it could
where she was framed, and like they were bouncing like they're on 1312, they're on 1315.
Yeah,
I'm like
1315, 1316.
But think how big Coruscant is. Like you're a needle in a haystack. You can easily get away with that.
That's very true. Yeah, I would love that.
And I would love to see. So, what do we know about the ruins of like the Jedi Temple and stuff? I'm thinking like, is it all? Did they make it like I can't even remember what happened to it.
I mean, they just made it like it's still intact. Everything's
still intact.
Yeah. They just put like Imperial drapes over it.
Like I don't know if I think it's too much like to have Cal have a scene in the ruins, but I don't know. That'd be cool.
Why are you going back to the ruin? You're getting executed. Like Vader's walking around there, Inquisitors walk around.
Oh my! I would love just like Vader's in the heart of the Capitol, and he just like
crazy.
Maybe there's like a ceremony going, he's there, but like he just like turns his head because he feels something.
Right, it's one of like
walks off.
What's in like Lost Stars? They have like that Imperial like Appreciation Day or those parades or whatever. Empire Day or something.
But also I want some unique like new planets.
I do too.
I'm thinking like one like an island kind of planet, one tropical, because we hardly ever see tropical planets. Like we see the one in Scarif, and I can't even name another tropical planet, but
there aren't any.
But I would love like a tropical planet, because in the first one we get like the forest planet with Kashyyyk, and then we see some other stuff. But I just love a tropical planet.
Mm-hmm. Maybe everything's one note planets. I know they are, but that's what gives them their personality. A lot of sand planets.
A lot of ice.
No sand.
I love Camino so much for being purely like ocean based.
Oh, me too. Like we should see like Camino or an ocean based planet.
Yeah, man.
We got enough forest planets.
What about like Mon Cala? Isn't that mostly ocean based?
It is, but that's also under Imperial control.
That's one thing they can improve on.
That's why we got the
swimming mechanics. The swimming mechanics, just I don't know, they weren't that good to me.
Oh yeah, they can do swim mechanics. What else? It's kind of hard to see what they can change from a gameplay side. I love the gameplay.
It's pretty dialed in. Like it's.
If I were to just like add like an addition, like I love that you can have between the one to double-sided saber. I mean, it feels goofy having a one saber with the hilt that long, but I would love if they could like just add in like where it could detach and you're actually like legit dual wielding with a new skill set.
Oh wow.
I like that.
Yeah. There was one move where you can just,
there was one move where you
can
detach and then
break the block.
And then he puts it right back.
That's true. Yeah.
I want it separate so like and it has its own.
Yeah, and you could just be like,
so you could do like a block attack.
right.
Like maybe have like quick time events that differ but to depend on how your stance are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I think blocking could be fixed.
Actually blocking, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I feel like
Not
it was
necessarily fixed, but it was basic. Like you'd block and you just block.
I want a clear hollow map, man, because like that.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Why have we not?
The map is trash. Trash.
You can't even like zoom out and like you try to, and then like you see like all the different layers because you're like 17 layers under the freaking planet, and you can't like see like where you need to go.
It's ridiculous.
If I spin it, it's not gonna be like centered. It's gonna.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's gonna swing. It's gonna swing around. I'm not centered anymore. I can't find. I'm lost in Dathomir.
Like I think they wanted to be authentic to like Star Wars. I'm like, I don't care. It's a video game. Give me a good map.
Just give me more solid coloring difference.
Oh, like the green and like the. Oh, this is frustrating.
It was weird. I didn't.
Dathomir is the worst place to get lost, dude. It's so bad.
I remember doing circles around Dathomir trying to like find this one thing.
It is crazy.
I have
you like
one
fall
thing
off
left
the
on Dathomir, and I
pterodactyl
going back.
Oh yeah, the pterodactyl thing. Yeah.
Not even that, man. I just get lost in the ruins.
It's crazy, man.
But you know what? Props to them for being so detailed with their maps. Like those were great.
But yeah. I love the exploration, so I can't wait to see what other stuff we can find.
Right. So
game.
I think there has to be some sort of Force research or Force kind of something that they're trying to discover.
Mm-hmm.
What is the time frame of canon for Dr. Aphra?
It's after episode 4.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's more.
That's fair.
But before then, she is just her normal thing. She's doing her thing before then, so we can still see her. She'll be younger a little bit.
I don't know.
I guess 30s, I would assume.
Okay, so like 20,
late 20s, early 30s. Yeah.
Even if she's like a little younger, it could be like her early scrap days.
Exactly, that'd be fun. I would love to see that.
Have Aphra missions.
That would be so cool if you could see Aphra.
Yeah.
So imagine like an infiltration mission as Aphra, like trying to get something.
Oh, we didn't mention this during the Clone Wars thing. I just forgot to mention it. But Cad Bane, could we see Cad Bane during the Clone Wars or Fallen Order? I mean, that would be cool.
Yes.
He's my favorite bounty hunter.
Standoff.
But in the standoff, that's why I don't like it, because Boba kills him, or presumably Boba kills him.
What if Cal like makes enemies with the Outer Rim folk?
That'd be dope.
And like he has the Empire and like all of them on their tail.
Like Cal, you really got to work on your social game there, Cal.
And so we have like, well,
what's this? The Hutt Cartel. Okay.
What do we? Cad Bane is alive as far as we know. Correct?
As far as we know, in canon, yes.
Okay, so
as far as Dave Filoni,
Cad Bane, like, he's like, this is my kill, and he's like killing some stormtroopers and stuff. You know, like, can you imagine like Cad Bane just taking down some stormtroopers because he's just like, it's my kill, man. I would love that dynamic.
Yeah, I would love that.
Could we run into early Rebellion Day stuff, like Mon Mothma or anybody?
Yeah, I mean, like Carson was saying with Enfys Nest, I think that would be as far as we would go. Like freedom fighters, not rebellion.
Will there be a time jump? Is also a huge question we should be asking.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. But there's so much time in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Right.
We could do like a 5-year time skip.
Yeah.
5 years later.
That's a big decision to have to make. The Castle Run.
How'd they do it?
Yeah, I would love a time skip. I wouldn't mind it. It's not necessary, but it'll be cool.
Yeah, man. We should definitely keep talking until I figure out what happened to Brandon.
Yeah, I think somebody called his house. But yeah, I would love to do
check chat.
Oh, I see.
Yep, we hear you, buddy. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting things they can do for Fallen Order too. they could make it their own series. I was expecting like besides just the Fallen Order 2, like they can get like another just different third person Star Wars game. That'd be
Please, yeah. It doesn't even
Maybe
have to be a Jedi. Like I would love to play as like, I don't know,
a bounty hunter,
bounty hunter or
a Mandalorian or something.
yeah.
Maybe not a Mandalorian. We have enough of those. But yeah, something unique, something where you can like, or the game everybody always wants is like a Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto, where you get to open world basically.
Yeah, open world smuggler.
Oh, that'd be too cool. That'd be too cool.
I would
need that.
I'd like to have the ability to like ride some vehicles. I think that'd be cool.
Oh wow, great idea, Nathan.
Give me
That's
a speeder.
Great idea.
Could be fun.
I would love a vehicle driving, or you could drive a what's it called? The ship in space travel.
That'd be one. Yeah, that'd be one thing. I would add to Fallen. The sequel is like more fluid. Like, oh, you can just like get in and just drive. Like, it's not like a whole like setup of like, oh, you got to climb all the way around the thing and then go in. I would love to have just like more readily available. Like, I like how some of them are like part of the story and you had to like go through them. But I think it's also cool to have like more like readily available vehicles and stuff.
Give me an elevator.
There's a lot of elevators in Fallen Order. Jeez. And you never knew which way they were going. You're like,
not at all.
I like hit I put the ball in the hole, and then like it's like going like up the jump, and then I had to blow air onto it.
I hate going into like the ice caves, and then I keep getting stuck in a loop, and I'm like, come on.
Oh my god, the ice cave thing where you had to like shift the light to like melt. That took me way too long, you guys. Trying to melt that waterfall to like get in.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, that.
Oh,
me too. That took
I had to do the share play thing with you, right?
Oh no, that was on Dathomir.
Yeah.
Where I didn't know I had to like freeze one of the walls that was like splitting towards the middle, and I'm like, how do I get onto this wall? I was stuck there for 30 minutes.
It threw me off because I never saw the Youngling arc in Clone Wars that was on Ilum in the
Gathering.
What's that?
The Gathering episode.
Yeah. And then like it was so great because I got to rewatch it and I was like, oh my god, Fallen Order was like exact with the recreated. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it was funny because I rewatched that episode during season 5, I think too. And it was interesting because they had the whole water melting, the whole light using that. I was like, oh, so that's from the Clone Wars. Because I totally forgot those episodes as well.
Joke's on them. Daylight never ends for me because I'm stuck. Oh, it's fun though.
Yeah, I think as long as I think everybody on this project was super passionate and they wanted to work with the story group. And I think as long as everybody's on board to like work out a story that kind of fits both narratives of what the creators want to tell and something that works within canon, I think we can have equally as amazing results as this time.
Agreed.
Well, that is probably a good place to wrap up because we're about to hit the hour 40. The longest podcast yet, and luckily it's readily available now.
And Nathan doesn't have to edit it.
Thank God. How annoying that was. But this was fun to get back into form. Got to chat a lot about stuff. It's great because we'll be back here every week talking a new episode of Clone Wars, so we'll never run out of content until the season is over, and then we'll just be clamoring for something from Celebration. Good as always. Had a great time, guys. As always, I'm gonna plug your places and goodbye. So Carson, is there any player we can follow you?
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter at The Force Critic. Hopefully talking more Clone Wars and stuff. I've kind of been MIA and Star Wars content as of recently. But now that we're back, I feel more motivated. Now that Clone Wars is back, I feel more motivated to tweet about Star Wars. So, follow me there for some Star Wars stuff.
Awesome. Evan, where can we find you?
You guys can find me at Harris EV9 on Twitter, and I'm always excited to talk about the Clone Wars, and I'm very pumped to see what the whole Project Luminous announcement is actually going to be tomorrow. A lot of mystery. We have some rumors like we talked about, but anything can happen tomorrow. So fingers crossed for some good Lucasfilm content tomorrow.
Awesome. Brandon, any closing words from you?
Nothing really. It's thank you for having me on again. It's good to be back with Hyperspace Hype. So yeah, without you guys, I don't be able to talk Star Wars, and so yeah, it was a fun stream.
Awesome. And with that being said, guys, if you want to follow me, all of our social medias are in the links in the description down below. This was a really fun time getting back to form. Once again, I just cannot wait to get this rolling again and again. It's a lot more fluent this time around. We got everything fully set up. I mean, a bit more professional now, which is nice. So, great time. If you enjoyed our recording, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. And that being said, hope you have a great day. May the force be with you always.